Hello guys, so today we are doing something called Confessions of a Doer. Maybe you have $24,000, but I don't want you in the position to where your rent will bankrupt you. I want you to still have enough. Controversial opinion. Next one. I sold my dog for trading money. Lord have mercy. Cash Capital is not a Discord anymore. I don't believe it should be, but you pimped out my dog, apparently. If you feel like you genuinely don't like trading, and I say this for everybody, quit. Because if you're only in trading to make money, it's gonna fail. Allow me to stop chasing the money, but let me chase the education. Because if I simply just chase the education, then the money will follow. People have different situations, people have different scenarios, and if you can't provide them a seamless education process, then you shouldn't be educating at all. And you know what happens when you make money in the beginning? You tell your mom and your dad and your uncle and friends, uncle, sister, dogs, cousins, neighbors, co-workers, brothers, sisters, girlfriends, ex-girlfriend's brother, who was also a baby daddy to the third brother of her dad's oldest son. Anyways, ignorance tax is the highest tax that you will ever pay, because what you don't know can only hurt you when you need it to help you. Stop worrying about making money from things that you're not skilled at, and start worrying about making money from guaranteed sources, such as an actual job that you get employed by. To copy signals, which signals are the biggest scam ever. And it's coming from somebody who used to send signals, which we had a glitch. We had a glitch. See, the camera didn't even like the fact that I sounded like a hypocrite right there. Because Kelly, how can you say signals are a scam, but you used to sell signals? Are you saying you're a scam? I'm actually not as good as I... What the heck is that? Who's watching me? Now, a lot of you are people who are actively trying in life. You are trying, and maybe it just seems like you're not getting anywhere. And you're watching all these people online that it just seems like they're getting somewhere. They enter a trade and they make a lot of money, or they start a new business and they make a lot of money. It's almost instant, and it's an insane amount of money. And to you, you're like, they said they made this much money in 3 days, and if I just made this money, I would be out of debt. And so I said, you know what? We need to figure out a way to get people out of this predicament. We need to figure out a way to where when people are struggling, they can actually get a response, because a lot of people kind of just keep it in. So I wanted to build something where you are getting a confession, or you can confess, you're completely anonymous, and then I can see if I can try to help you in some way. So let's start. If you ever want to join Confessions of a Doer for now, it's gonna be on my Instagram, it's gonna be on my Twitter. If you ever want to submit something, the link is also gonna be in the description. But anyways, let's get into this first one. How would you go about being near homelessness, no help, you have a job, but you still can't pay rent fully, you have bad credit, and you feel like you're stuck in the same place? And so I'm assuming this person is near homelessness, they have no help, they have a job, they cannot pay their rent fully, they have bad credit, but they just feel stuck. Now, I will tell you something. I've been slightly fortunate that by the time that I moved out the house, I had enough money to pay rent several times over. This is what I've caught a lot of people doing. And of course, I don't know your family situation, so I don't know if this was a forced move out or this was a voluntary move out. What I do want to make clear is that I don't believe that you should move out for anybody unless, like, you can pay for rent. I would say maybe even 2 to 3 times, not even once. And when I say rent, I don't mean for the month, I mean for the year. Controversial opinion, I know, I don't know your situation, but let's say it is a voluntary move out. If your rent is $2,000 a month, and you're on a 12-month term, that's $24,000 a year, then I do not believe that you should move out of your house unless you have $48,000 to $60,000, whatever it may be, saved up. Now, controversial opinion. Maybe you have $24,000, but I don't want you in the position to where your rent will bankrupt you. I want you to still have enough. And I think that's what happens with a lot of people, is they sign to something because they say, well, I can make this much a month, but they don't plan for the year, because a lot can change very fast, where halfway through the year, you might lose your job. And then it's like, what do you do? So for me personally, if you have a job, I would be very honest. I would go to my manager, my boss. I'd say, listen, I'm in a tough predicament, and I will do absolutely anything I can to make more money, because I need to pay my rent or I will be kicked out the house. I don't have good credit, so this is gonna hurt it even more. But if you need me to work overtime, I'll do it. If you need me to pick up more shifts, I'll do it. If you have a job for me where I can make a little bit more money and I'm working more, I'll do it. Just show that person, like whoever your employer is, that you are actually serious. Because what happens is people don't take it serious. People will say, well, listen, Kelly, I just don't wanna work more. I hate my job, you know, but I don't have money, so I just go to work. And I'm like, well, you gotta work harder if you know that you're in a predicament that you cannot control. If you are in a position of having bad credit, I would say that you need to make sure in the future you're putting your finances first, and you are plotting for the foreseeable future. You're not saying I can afford this month, I can afford 3 months. You're saying I can afford this year, and I can maybe even afford 3 years, because you will constantly get rejected. You'll constantly be in the same situation. It's gonna hurt you. I hope that helped you in some way. Again, I'd say the easiest thing, go to your employer and just ask. The next one, I've been learning to trade for 7 years. How do you know it's not meant for you versus you should never give up. If you've been learning to trade for 7 years, and this is something that I've realized, is like learning to trade is not like I've been in school for 7 years. Because when you've been in school for 7 years, you have strict classes. You got to show up this time and this time and this time. Not only do you have strict classes, but you also have quizzes you have to take, you have tests you have to take, you have homework you have to do, you have midterms, you have final exam. Like, you have an actual curriculum based around learning. And so when you're in school for 7 years, it is actually disciplined, structured education. The problem with trading is that people hear about trading and then they start learning it for a week. They try to trade, it doesn't work. They abandon it for 3 months. They come back, they learn about it for 2 more weeks. They abandon it for 2 months. They come back, they learn about it for 3 months. They're taking it serious now. And then they abandon it for 3 years. Then they come back and they try learning it again. They spend 2 to 3 months on it. They're not finding results. They abandon it again. And when you are learning in waves like that, you'll never truly make proper progress. What you're doing is you're holding yourself back. You're learning, you're building that muscle memory, and then you're like, wait a second, nope, I'm not gonna learn, I'm not gonna learn. And then you have to relearn. The market is moving every single day, so trends are changing, everything is changing, the environment's changing, and if you're not up to date on that, it's gonna hurt you. So what I see a lot of people say is, I've traded, or I've been trading for well, you said I've been learning to trade, meaning you haven't been consistently trading, you've been learning, which means that it hasn't been something that's been done with repetition. So I would say, how do you know it's meant for you versus not to give up, is what are your intentions behind it? Because if your biggest thing is, I just want to make money, then this isn't something that's going to really, you're not driven enough to make the money, which is kind of the truth, because you're like, hey, you know, I just want to make money, Kelly. And that's why you've been learning it for 7 years. But if your drive is like, I know this will change my family's life. I know that this is something I'm really good at. I'm really good with numbers. You know, I started out trading stocks and I only knew that that financial area would be good for me because I've always been good with numbers. Like, math is my best friend. So I was like, okay, I know how numbers move. I can probably figure this out. But if your thing is, I see people doing it online, I see their success, I have known about it for a long time, I didn't take action, I'm gonna try again. If it's been 7 years, at a point, it may not even be that it's not meant for you, it may just be that you're not trying hard enough. So you have to have that honest conversation with yourself and decide to move on or continue to do it. And trading is not easy. You have to commit like a year to truly trying every single day to educate yourself, or at least have live execution. That is kind of what I have to say on that one. And, you know, let me know how it goes. Next one. I sold my dog for trading money. Lord have mercy. No, that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. I'll tell you a funny story. It is not a funny story. I just don't want you to think that I'm not sympathizing with you. When I was in 5th grade, I came home one day and I had a dog in 5th grade. His name was Max, and he was a Yorkshire Terrier / Poodle mix. Caught him a Yorkie Poo. He was born August 1st, 2005. That was my boy. I came back from 5th grade. I don't know, he was just always there. Like, I would read a lot and he was always there while I was reading. He'd been my dog since kindergarten and I just loved him. Every single day when you come home, if you have a dog, you know, like, they sense that you're coming because they have an insane sense of smell. So every single day that I'd come home, Max would be at the door just waiting for me, and he'd run to the door, and I'm excited. So this one peculiar Tuesday afternoon, I come home and Max is not there when I open the door. And I'm like, Max, where are you at? And I go to my mom and I'm like, Mother, where is Maxwell? And she's like, I gave him away. What do you mean you gave him away? Anyways, I'm trying to process this information. And I'm like, what do you mean you gave him away? And she was like, I gave him away. And I was like, why? You people don't take care of him. You don't know how to take care of him. I'm like, Mom, I'm in 5th grade. What money do I have to take care of the dog? You guys got the dog. I didn't get the dog, but I love the dog. He's my brother. So, you know, and anyways, I'm just there crying. She said that, you know, in the future, it was supposed to be a joke, that she actually sent him to go have babies. And I was like, I don't think I can say this word on camera, but you pimped out my dog, apparently, and sent him to go have babies. And what happened is the people that he was sent to be pimped loved him, and they kept him. And to this day, I've never seen my dog Max. So when you say you sold your dog for trading money, I do know what it's like to deal with the loss of a dog. And I do believe that Max is now the longest living dog on this planet, because technically there's no evidence that he died, you know? So I sympathize and I empathize, but I do believe that you don't have to go that far to try and trade. If trading, like, if you're not making money trading, you don't say, let me try and go find more money. You say, no, let me try and fix my education. Something somewhere I'm not learning, and I need to learn more, and I need to learn better and more efficiently, and I need to figure out where I'm messing up. But the dog, like, oh my God. And the thing is, it wasn't I sold my dog for trading money and now I'm profitable and I made 100K and I have 17 more dogs. It's like, we didn't get the end of the story there, which leads me to believe that you're probably not profitable. I hope you can get your dog back. I hope your trading is better. Next time, focus on the education, not the money. Who sells the dog? Hey, Kelly. I have been trading since 2019. I've lost over $5,000 trying different strategies. That's great. I call it market tuition. That was me saying that. I call that market. When you lose $5,000 trying strategies, I do call it market tuition, but there is a slight but on that. But let's continue this. I can't seem to find something that works for me. I was a part of your Discord, Cash Capital. Cash Capital is not a Discord anymore. I don't believe it should be, and I have a whole nother rant for that in another video that I'll probably tell you guys why I shut it down. As well as I'm still not able to be profitable. I'm educating myself again by reading and watching videos, but I have to confess that it has been really hard for me to the point of thinking about quitting trading for good. Thanks for listening. You're welcome. So let's tackle this, right? You've been trading since 2019. I'm gonna guess this is the IML era. This is when iMarkets Live, IM Academy started to blow up. So everybody started really hearing about this thing called trading. I don't know if you were trading Forex. I don't know if you were trading options, but I know you were trading. So people were kind of keen to it. Now, when you say you've lost over 5K trying different strategies and you say you were part of Discord, you then say you were educating yourself. What I know from kind of putting those pieces together and kind of from other experiences of people that I've experienced is that when people are losing that much money, but they're not like, I bought different courses or I'm studying 17 times a day. I'm not saying you should do that long, but they're not showing a genuine want. What I heard is the wind is loving me today. The wind is loving me. Anyways, yeah, what I heard is I'm just trying to make money. I'm not actually, if you took that $5,000 and put it into education, you may not have still been profitable, but you could have been a little bit further along in your learning journey. You could have fixed that learning curve a little bit more. Yeah, I think the biggest thing for you, if you feel like you genuinely don't like trading, and I say this for everybody, quit. When I say quit, I genuinely mean if you don't have a passion for it, if you're not willing to be like, I'm going to lose a lot of money, if you don't think you can mentally handle what it comes with, then absolutely quit and do something that you absolutely love and you're willing to see through despite the hard times, right? If you also know that I've been joining every single group to copy signals, which signals are the biggest scam ever. And it's coming from somebody who used to send signals. Kelly, how can you say signals are a scam, but you used to sell signals? Which means if you believe signals are a scam and you used to sell signals, are you saying you're a scam? No, because I believe scam is when you knowingly know that you're doing wrong and you continuously do wrong onto that individual. When I realized this was wrong, I was like, we're not doing this anymore. So Cash Capital is a Discord is not a thing anymore because I was like, we're not going to go on and continue to give people signals when I know it's not helping their education and I feel like I'm putting out people's fire. They're excited to learn and to trade, and then they come in and they're like, I'm not learning, I'm not trading, I don't understand, I'm taking these plays, I'm trying to make money, I'm losing money, and I'm like, and they weren't losing a lot of money. We were #1 in the world, but you know, it was a tough decision, but again, we'll get into that another video. But again, you have to actually put it into the education. If your thing is, hey, listen, I am going to follow these signals, you're going to continuously lose money because you don't have confidence in why that person got into that trade. You don't know when to sell. You don't know when to hold your trade. Like, you don't know when to do what. You're just following somebody. And not just focusing on the education, but then also realizing, is this something you actually want to do, or are you just in it for money? Because if you're only in trading to make money, it's going to fail. You're going to fail. You're not going to love it. The stress that it comes with, you're going to be like, this just isn't worth it. And I'll be like, yeah, it's not, because you're not in it for the right reasons. But let's move on to the next one. As someone who just turned 18 and has been watching you grow into the millionaire that you are since 2021, what would your advice be to me and to many other young aspiring entrepreneurs who want to emulate you in your footsteps? I love you so much. You've inspired me to become financially free. Love you, Kelly. I love when people say that. But financially free, I actually had a bone to pick with that back in 2020 because every single person in I said IML. Every single person in that multi-level marketing organization would constantly say financially free, and I just felt like that wasn't what I felt like the focus should be on, because for people who actually are working towards something, like, your whole goal shouldn't be, I'm gonna do this to be financially free. That's my personal opinion. I think you should do it to actually help somebody in some way, but not everybody's like that. If your goal is to emulate me in my footsteps, when my life really changed was October, I think it was 9th of 2020, when I prayed a prayer to God. My bank account got straight negative. It was early October and I had nothing. I had negative $23. Like, look at her. She was doing her thing. Negative $23. She was up there, right? And I remember I prayed to God and I said, God, I have done every single side hustle known to man. And I said, allow me to stop chasing the money, but let me chase the education. Because if I simply just chase the education, then the money will follow. And then on top of that, I then went to read a book by Gary Vee called Crushing It. And in this book, he said, if you want to make an infinite amount of money, you need to actually help people. I didn't believe it. I said, well, what? That's what they're like, what? He said, you need to make a product or service that actually helps people and start it for free. Get results. And then as you actually have results, you're gonna make a lot of money because people are gonna love it. The demand's gonna go high. You can actually charge for it. And then you're actually doing something good. So I have never tried to ever lead with, I just want to make money, because every time I've done that, it has always led to problems in my life. It's led to stress in my life. Like nothing ever flows right. But then whenever I was like, let me focus on the education, it's like success happened overnight. When I said, let me focus on helping people, it's like success happened overnight. You know, my YouTube channel was growing, my social media, everything was just growing at an exponential rate, like insanely. And you know, shout out to this plane that's looking for me over here. This is a problem when you shoot outside, guys, you know? You're freezing, even though there's fire behind you, and planes want to say hi to you. I guess I'm kind of famous. I don't know. I'm playing. Again, my thing would be, don't focus on the money. Focus on educating yourself in whatever area or industry you want to be in, and focus on doing it for the right reasons and actually helping people. If you cannot make a change or you cannot make an impact, if you can never innovate something or help something become better, then it's not going to last long and it's not going to be worth it. I've been there and I know what that's like, and that's what I could tell you from my experience. But yeah. Let me do like a proper heart. That's really awkward. I don't think I've ever done like a proper heart like that. How did you handle your losers when you first started trading? How were you able to overcome being that you never worked a job to keep reinvesting in your trading account? I learned a lot from you. Whoa, that was a really good question. And they said, thanks for your help. And you're welcome if I can help. I'm going to I'm going to answer both questions and probably the first answer. But how did you handle your losers when you first started trading? So, when I first started trading, I didn't lose. And this is because it was 2020 and the market could only go up. So I don't want people to be like, Kelly started trading and she never, no, that wasn't a thing. Like the market just kept going up. I mean, it didn't do anything but go up, because they were pumping $140 trillion in the market every single week. Or, you know, it was being circulated and then being pumped, because that's how the rich get richer and the wealthy stay wealthy, because they put their money into investments, right? Look at that, BlackRock Capital, you're hearing me? I had $62 in my Robinhood account. $12 was from his free stock. $50 was money I deposited a long time ago that I didn't know was there. And so from there, I was like, okay, I have $23 in my negative $23 in my bank account. If I take this 50, I'm going to put it into this negative $23. I'm going to come out $26. Like, how did I just turn 50 to 26? That's like an improper equation. That's not going to happen. So then I said, let me try to actually study what this trading thing is. And then I'm going to take this $26 and I'm going to try and trade with it. So that's what I did. I studied trading like crazy, and I just kept studying and I kept studying and I kept studying. So my first trade, I took the $26, put it into this company called Solo for different fundamental and economic factors, because Biden had just been named the president-elect, and everybody was all yay for electric vehicles. Put it in Solo, and from that $26, the next day I woke up and it was at $190. The next day I woke up and it was at $390. So I turned $26 to $400 in 2 days. By the end of the week, I turned $26 to $1,100. By the end of 2 weeks, I turned $26 to $3,000. And I was like, I remember what Gary Vee said, I need to help the people. So I started helping people for free. I was doing like 1 hour phone calls all the time. It just was exhausting, and I couldn't even focus on trading anymore. Like, I'm just helping all these people. And I mean, it's great, but the problem is when you help people for free, they don't actually take it seriously because it didn't cost them anything. And I believe when people pay, they pay attention. But I didn't charge people still at that time, but I documented the entire journey, and it's still on my Instagram to this day, from my first trade to, that 2 weeks in. And I went on TikTok and I posted a TikTok and it blew up. But besides that, when I first started trading, I didn't lose until early December. And I started trading in November, like November 17th, to where it was like, I was growing. And it was like, $26 to $3,000 is like 260 to 30,000 or 2,600, 300,000. So I was like, whoa, I'm the woman. I got this. But it was just a rocky road. I think by the end of December, beginning of January, I was around like 10,000. And then by February, I'd made $26,000. Shout out to Riot Blockchain, even though they have lost all their values. So that was my biggest thing, is I didn't really have losses when I first started. But when I did have losses, it exposed me to what I didn't know. And that's when everything changed. So yes, I've never worked a job in my life. I've had every single side hustle known to man. But I would say that now I'm working probably the hardest job that I've ever had in my life, because I'm running multiple things, and that alone is a job. And so I never had a job where I worked for anyone directly, but now I do work for people. I work for every single customer that comes or shows interest in the company, or every single subscriber, or every single follower that shows interest in me. And I work to improve their life, and I work to make them better. And I got to do that every single day, which is why this is being done right now. So I would say that when I was reinvesting into the trading account, it didn't come from external money. It was money that I already made in the beginning. I was just smart enough to understand, like, oh, I'm actually not as good at this. Let me go back, figure out where I messed up, improve that. And so when I got to $26,000, I got all the way back down to, I believe it was $12,000, which is still a lot of money. But when somebody was dreaming about buying a car and now they can't buy the same car that they were thinking about, it changes a lot. So I sold every position I had, kept the $12,000, and I said, I'm not touching this money until I learn how to do technical analysis. And then when I came back to do technical analysis, I think I took like a month or two off trading, but by my 9th month in trading, I'd made over $100,000. I had a $20,000 day. Like, it was like, so the key was technical analysis. But anyways, so that would be kind of what I would say. This might be our last one until we continue the series another time. Unless you guys are like, Kelly, I want you to keep going. I like hearing what you have to say. Then let me know in the comments below. But if you don't say anything, then I'm just going to keep these short. And also, I always have my lip glosses matching my sweater today, actually, because, like, if you guys don't know, I'm just a huge lip gloss girl. Like, if I don't have lip gloss, I don't feel okay. So I traded stock as a newbie. I told everyone in my family, shortly after I have informed them I lost my savings, I put in a stock during the COVID pandemic. So they started trading stocks as a newbie, and then they put their entire savings into a stock during COVID. I don't know if we're allowed to say that. So during the pandemic, up till date, they still owe Robinhood. So it looks like they took a margin more. So they put their life savings in, and it looks like they took out a loan, which that, like, when you get a margin, you can basically take out a loan. Robinhood closed their account and won't let them back in. Everyone thinks I still trade. I have lost faith to start again. I found your Instagram page a little too late. Aw, I don't think it's too late, but hopefully one day I can join your class and have better teachings and knowledge. Wow, that's a big one. You know, to believe in something so much that you put your life savings into it and then to lose it all. And then to know that all those years and hours and just hard work that was compounded over time just doesn't mean anything anymore. And then on top of that, everyone in your family still looks at you like you're so good at this. And so you feel like this facade because you're like, no, I'm actually not as good as I... What the heck is that? Who's watching me? Oh, they left. They said, no way. Guys, we just had somebody trying to invade. They wanted some help too. Confessions of a doer. I can't stop flying my drone over Kelly OG. I think she is just so pretty. She means everything to me. But no, back on topic. So again, this person, they put their entire life savings into a stock. They lost it all. Everyone in their family thought they still traded because I guess they made some money in the beginning. And you know what happens when you make money in the beginning? You tell your mom and your dad and your uncle and friends, uncle, sister, dogs, cousins, neighbors, co-workers, brothers, sisters, girlfriends, ex-girlfriend's brother, who was also a baby daddy to the third brother of her dad's oldest son. Anyways, don't think about what I just said because I just realized that timeline was very questionable. But you tell everyone, and now everyone wants to go to you because you had success in it and you feel like, hey, this is short-lived. So you started to feel like a facade, which is what I was feeling like when I lost a bunch of money and I realized I didn't know how to actually chart. This is why I say keep your victories private until they are set in stone. If you haven't secured profit on something, don't go telling everybody you made money in it. Don't go posting every screenshot like, oh, I made $1,000 today, I made $5,000, I made $200, like whatever it is. Don't go telling everybody if it's not set in stone, because that's like, there's gonna be this guilt in you of like, why did I do that? And I can't show up anymore and I don't have the same passion because everyone looks at me like this and I'm not this. I don't want you to feel that way, and you telling them that you lost it is a good thing because now they can support you and not feel like, and you know, somebody may hit you with an I told you so. But I just feel like when people do that, they're not who you needed. You need people who are constantly going to uplift you and help you and be like, hey, listen, we make mistakes and that's fine. And that is fine. So if your thing is, hey, I tried this and it just didn't work, that's fine. It doesn't mean you give up. It doesn't mean you quit. But I do think that this industry as a whole, when it comes to trading, when it comes to making money online, when it comes to just anything social media wise of actually learning how to do something, it becomes so obscure when there's education because nobody's actually helping you learn. Like, everyone has a course, but if you email them asking for help, they don't answer because they believe in passive income. When you believe in passive income, you're like, it's so passive that I'm not going to check my email to see if someone needs help, because how dare they ask me for help when I spent 17 hours filming a course? Like, they should already know everything, but that's not how life works. People have different situations, people have different scenarios, and if you can't provide them a seamless education process, then you shouldn't be educating at all. You know, and that's what I've been trying to do and why I shut down my Discord or my old group and why I'm building out something else, because I was like, this isn't the proper way to help people. And that's why I keep saying to this wonderful individual, I love the fact that you were honest with your family, and I hope that they are supporting you in this process. And if they're not supporting you, know that I am supporting you, and that I hope that no matter what, you find success in this, that you were able to find so much greatness in this. And one day they look back and the "I told you so" that they once said, which was just a delayed form of success in your life, comes back to bite them when you tell them, "No, I told you so, and I knew I was gonna make it work." Again, I do hope one day that you can join an actual process of education that, would probably be a class that I oversee or somebody on our team oversees, or that the company oversees, that you're able to join something that is actually going to help you. And again, that's what I said, I'm trying to build out. I want to make this a really great product, so I can't give a timeline on when it's gonna be there. But I do hope that you do get that knowledge, and I hope your family also does too, because, a lack of knowledge is probably the most dangerous thing that you can do. And I've heard it said online before that ignorance tax is the highest tax that you will ever pay, because what you don't know can only hurt you when you need it to help you. I think I'm gonna do a bonus one because I just saw one that's actually quite crazy. Somebody said, "I literally deposited a gold necklace and earrings my mom bought me because I didn't have money to pay my bills, and now I'm struggling to pay for it because the bills are just piling up. I've started my first prop firm challenge." And I hate prop firms. I'm sorry. I do not like prop firms unless you actually know how to trade. I don't like it. And so if you are selling your jewelry to pay for your bills, it's because trading is not working, which does not mean that you should put more money into trading. It means you should spend more time on education and more money into the current job that you have or don't have. And if you don't have, you get one so that you can actually afford those bills and stay afloat, because trading is not something that you start this month and you make it next month. And I've heard people have had crazy stories. They made 100K their first month. They did insane numbers, but that's not everybody's story. And I need you to not look at the unicorn of someone else's story and say, "That's gonna be my entire animal." That's not your animal. Your animal hasn't been born yet. It's still in the womb. It's gonna come out, but you have to actually deal with the problems of today before worrying about tomorrow. And if your thing is, "I have bills to pay, but I'm gonna put money into a prop firm," your thinking is very off. You need to say, "I have bills to pay. I'm going to pay my bills. I'm gonna get every job to pay my bills. I will then go and put time aside to actually learn this thing. I'm gonna get demo accounts. I'm gonna actually practice it. I'm gonna trade with $20 here or there." Put that money you're gonna put into a prop firm into a live account, because that's the only way you really get psychologically ready to trade. And then when you are consistently profitable trading and you just don't have the money to afford it, like you're making $200 a day every single day, but you wanna take that up to 2,000, that's when you can go buy a prop firm, because you already know how to trade. If you have to pawn the necklace that your mom gave you that you would never get back because somebody else has probably purchased it or you sold it at a fraction of the price, and your bills are piling up, stop worrying about making money from things that you're not skilled at, and start worrying about making money from guaranteed sources, such as an actual job that you get employed by. So I just saw this one come across, and I see another one, oh my gosh, I see so many. So we will make sure to come back to these on the next one of Confessions of a Doer. I could go on and on. You guys sent in so much. If you are a doer, you're a dreamer, because before you can dream, you got to do. And before you can see those dreams, they have to come into fruition because you're actually trying. So if you were a person that feels like you are actively trying in life and it's just not working out, that's completely fine. If you feel like in some way you'd like to hear what I have to say on it, please make sure to send it in, and I would try to get to as many as possible. But of course, these can't be super, super long. So I wish they could, they just can't. So I'm praying for you. I pray that God continues to guide you. I pray that he continues to show himself in your life. And I pray that you only see the greatest of success. I just hope that you have an absolutely amazing day, and that you continue to do what you've been doing and it turns into your greatest of dreams. Kelly OG is signing out. Thank you guys.